Stranger Things fans have been glued to their TV since Netflix dropped season 4, but even those ready to join the Hellfire Club may be surprised to learn about the horrific true crime and arrests that inspired a major storyline. The fictional town of Hawkins, Indiana has certainly seen more than its fair share of deaths, but while the demons are entirely imaginary, the details of a real set of murders in West Memphis, Arkansas, and subsequent convictions will be eerie familiar to viewers. The story of the West Memphis 3, a group of teens who were controversially convicted of the murder of 3 boys in 1993, inspired the character of Eddie Munson, the leader of the Dungeons & Dragons themed Hellfire Club. Eddie, a misunderstood metalhead and drug dealer, is labelled a freak by the jocks at Hawkins High School and has a particular disdain for Jason Carver, the captain of the basketball team. However, that doesn't stop him from befriending Jason's girlfriend, cheerleader Chrissy Cunningham, when she asks for drugs that will put an end to her vivid nightmares. Eddie is accused of murdering Chrissy after she's killed by Vecna in his trailer. Jason rolls up an angry mob to track him down, convinced that he is the leader of the satanic cult. The plotline is a nod to real-life satanic panic that gripped the nation in the 1980s and 1990s, amidst conspiracy theories that devil-worshipping cults were committing ritualistic abuse and murders. Eddie's fate remains unknown until the second volume of the season is released on July the 1st, but his story of an outcast targeted for a crime was inspired by true events. The character is loosely based on Damien Eccles, a key member of the West Memphis 3, whose case was examined in the true crime documentary Paradise Lost. In 1993, 3 8-year-old boys Michael Moore, Stephen Branch and Christopher Byers were found mutilated and tied up with their shoelaces in a creek in West Memphis. Law enforcement was convinced the murders were performed by a satanic cult and immediately honed on 18-year-old Eccles, who dabbled in Wicca, had long hair, read Stephen King books, and liked heavy metal. The high school dropout was already known to police after being arrested for shoplifting and burglary. He's also had a history of mental health issues, including depression. Eccles denied having involvement in the murders during his interrogation. However, he and his friend Jason Baldwin, 17, were arrested after police questioned their mutual acquaintance, Jesse Miss Kelly, who claimed he was with them when they committed the murders but did not participate. Miss Kelly, who had an IQ of only 72 and 16 years old, was interrogated for 12 hours without counsel, despite being underage. His early statements had a number of discrepancies, including a false claim that the boys had been assaulted. The teens didn't have any connection to the boys, and there wasn't any physical evidence that tied them to the crime scene. Eccles, Baldwin and Miss Kelly were branded the West Memphis 3, a name that lives on nearly 3 decades later as they continue to claim their innocence. Miss Kelly was tried separately in January 1994, and while it was alleged his confession was coerced, police claimed the inconsistencies in his statements were due to confusion. He was sentenced to life in prison after being found guilty of first-degree and second-degree murder. Miss Kelly refused to testify against Eccles and Baldwin at their trials, leaving the prosecution to focus on the former's interest in the occult. Despite the largely circumstantial evidence, Eccles and Baldwin were found guilty of first-degree murder in March 1994. Baldwin was sentenced to life in prison, while Eccles was given the death penalty as the perceived ringleader. In 2007, DNA testing, a technology that wasn't available in 1993, showed there was no physical evidence linking either of the 3 to the crime. The case earned national attention as celebrities such as Johnny Depp, Pearl Jam frontman Eddie Vedder, advocated for the men to be freed. In 2011, Eccles, Baldwin and Miss Kelly were released, with time served. The agreement allowed them to maintain their innocence while acknowledging the prosecutors have enough evidence to convict them. The following year, Eccles published his memoir Life After Death. He also co-wrote the 2014 book Yours for Eternity, a love story on death row with his wife, Laurie Davis, who met while in prison.